So I'm gonna write an offer, get it accepted, and then negotiate a second time? Hey guys, Nicholas Montier here, bringing you at Home with Nick, helping you buy, sell, near or far, really giving you those nuts and bolts of the real estate industry that you need to know before you buy or sell a home. Today we are talking about the request for repairs period, or after you have that home inspection, what exactly happens. So a few things can happen when you actually get to the repairs aspect of the real estate process. And again, you're gonna have that general home inspector come out, look at that property. You're even gonna have specialists come out and look at that property, maybe a plumber, electrician, even a mold expert, right? If we have a mold issue, the big M word, I don't like saying it, but if that's an issue, we have them look at it. There's three things that can really happen. They can go ahead and accept what you're asking to be repaired, which is the best case scenario if they just accept it. More often than not, though, we're gonna get option number two, where they negotiate on that request. And then number three, they do have the option to completely reject your request. Now, the first thing that you're probably gonna wanna do is ask for a credit or work to be done. Now, here's the pros and cons of each. I personally like to ask for credit on my real estate transactions because I wanna be able to use those funds where I wanna use those funds. You need to be able to justify why you're asking for that credit. So if there's major plumbing issues in the house and it adds up to $2,500, don't ask for $5,000 thinking that you can pad it or ask for more. Ask for that $2,500. And something really, really great that I tell my friends and family is, hey, make sure you get an invoice for why that plumbing issue is that $2,500, or electrical issue. If it's $1,000 for an electrical issue, get a quote for $1,000 for that electrical issue and show it to that seller. You're gonna have such a better case and get so much further if you have actual content in front of you that shows, hey, here's why this costs what it costs. So the second part of that is actually the repairs part, right? So you could ask for a credit or you could ask for repairs. And repairs I don't necessarily like because, again, that seller is gonna use somebody that they know, they trust, they like, right? And again, if it's your future home, do you really want the seller who's on the opposite side of the transaction from you doing repairs on your future home for you? That's a question you have to ask yourself. So I've always been a big fan of getting a credit and using it when I want to for the things I want to use it for. But again, has to be justifiable. The next thing, guys, and I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, don't get nitpicky. Do not be picking this home apart. Thing you have to know is every single house has issues with it, right? Every home has termites, every home has things that need to be repaired on it. If there's some sealant along a window that's not there, if there's maybe a couple of pieces of trim that need to be painted, try to stick to health and safety issues. Bad electrical, safety, right? Bad plumbing. Could be health and safety, depending if there's a leaky pipe or something creating mold, mildew, toxic things in the house. Stick to those things that are gonna really be big ticket items, things that you know are gonna need to be fixed right away. Foundational issues is another great example of that. Roof issues, right? Structural, things that really could hurt the integrity of that home and cause you harm. Stick to those, don't stick to cosmetic issues. You'll get so much farther when it comes to repair request time. The next thing on my list, guys, is gonna be think long-term. Think about things that you're actually going to remodel, fix, repair anyways over time in the property, right? Again, sticking to those health and safety issues and making sure that the immediate stuff gets touched. For example, I know when I move into this house, that bathroom is just a nightmare. It's got 1920s tile, 1930s, 70s, whatever, and I wanna rip it out and I wanna make it beautiful, right? I wanna make it to my taste. Well, if you know you're gonna rip out that bathroom eventually, don't use this time of negotiation or repairs on that bathroom because you know everything in there is gonna be wiped away anyways. So maybe you can deal with the kitchen a lot longer than you can with the bathroom. So I would go and work on items in the kitchen. If those sockets are not GFCI protected, maybe the window's leaking, there's some issues with the flooring or whatnot, maybe it's uneven, maybe there's some foundational issues. Stick to those items that are gonna cause you harm in the near term that you know you don't wanna touch for a long time, right? If you know you're gonna remodel a part of that home, don't ask for repairs on that section. Stick to the other parts of that home and you'll get a lot farther and you'll get the money for the things that you know that you need that you haven't budgeted for. Now, this is, I think, the most important part of this entire video, and it's how did you ask for this repair request, right? How did you ask that seller for this request? So I gave you guys a pointer earlier on this video. I had said, hey, listen, make sure you ask for things that make sense. Get those invoices. Make sure you have evidence as to why you're asking for this credit or this repair, right? That's number one. But how did you ask? Did you tell a story when you asked? Did your realtor back you up and say, hey, listen, these are really big concerns for us right now. We really just want to make sure we can live in this house happily and not have any issues in the near term. We know we're going to be in this house for a long time, so on and so forth. Did you ask like that? Or did you just send over an entire list of requests for repairs, no evidence for any reasons as to why, and just said, hey, this is what we want done? Remember that a real estate transaction is like a dance. One of my mentors used to tell me this. It's like a tango. And if you take a step out of whack, the other person on the other side is going to be like, oh, that's odd, that's strange. And it starts to create a little bit of chaos, and the tumultuous part of the transaction becomes too great. So again, how did you ask? Write a letter. Be kind. I've noticed over and over and over again in my real estate deals that the nicer you are and the more communication that you have with that opposing party, the better off you're gonna be. And I think no matter what I said earlier in this video, if you just follow that last bullet point of over communication, making sure that you are kind, and really showing that you care about this being your future home, that's gonna go so much farther with that seller when you're asking for those repairs. Again, guys, this has been Nicholas Montier with Home with Nick, helping you buy or sell near or far. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and always let us know what kind of content you would like to see from us. We are always here to help, and your support means the world.